falling upon my sword. Oscar Onley, the Scot there, is in that group, but also it's got the American with him, Kevin Vermaak as well. That's the young rider from America. So another rider,
Murisa. Out the back there, Murisa, with just over 4 kilometres to go now. Ganna hanging on. Peloton still thinning out here, Matt, and yet again, just those watts being put out by Michał Kwiatkowski and company. We did see João Almeida moving up. Tezfatsion still there with Bauke Mollema as well. He's still one of the fastest riders in the group.
Yeah, it is Foss and Omen as well. We've not really talked too much about those riders. Foss and Omen in the yellow and black of Jumbo-Visma. Costa looking good there. Slightly more focused look on his face. And still, we've got Magnus Cort Nielsen at the back holding the wheels. Such a tenacious rider. One of the smartest riders in the peloton as well. You certainly won't want to take him all the way to the finish.
Joaquim Silva still hanging on for Ifapel. That's a very good ride from one of the third division teams. I think he might be the only rider from any of the domestic teams in this bunch still.
Looks like it to me, Rob. Yeah, can't spot anybody else.
Last couple of bits of effort from Michał Kwiatkowski with 3.5 kilometres to go, and then it will be Castroviejo time. He still has not had the wind in his face. There's plenty of that wind to come towards the top, by the way. It is a headwind, so he'll need all the power he can muster. But after Castroviejo, you're looking at Pidcock, you're looking at Martinez, and then Arnsman as well. It's a really strong lineup. One of the riders going backwards now from X, it seems. They have one rider remaining towards the back of the peloton.
There we go. Kwiatkowski's just pulled over on to the right-hand side now as we look a little bit further back. And this is Johannesson. A bit of a surprise. Johannesson getting dropped. There is Kwiatkowski. No surprise. That was a heck of a turn by Michał Kwiatkowski. It really was impressive. And it is the turn of Castroviejo. Tom Pidcock looks around to see Martinez and also Arnsman, who's looking good. Interesting where Pidcock's riding here.
Just feels like he's moved behind Dani Martinez, doesn't it? Of course, the closer we get to the finish, he will start to think about what he might be able to do in a possible small sprint.
The thing is, we know Pidcock can time trial well as well, you see. That's the thing. They've got two clear options, but it looks as if Castroviejo is going to set the way for Martinez to pick things up, to set up Pidcock, and also for Arnsman to be there or thereabouts and not lose any time. That's what it looks like to me.
Elie Gébert just sitting with Filippo Ganna at the back. Still a large group, and this is what we expected. It's playing true to form at the moment. 3 kilometres to go, and one man in form is here, Castroviejo. The last time we had a finish like this, a sort of lead out at the top of a climb, that was in Valencia the other week, wasn't it? Theo Gegenhardt finished it off. Castroviejo really made it. The goal was scored by Gegenhardt. The assist came from Castroviejo.
That certainly was. You could just see, look at João Almeida just in the centre. That's slightly obscured now, sat on the wheel of Rui Costa, the two Portuguese favourites, the former world champion, the current Portuguese road race champion. There's a couple of riders really starting to struggle on the back. And one rider getting that's Milan Veda. He's getting dropped, and Gébert also being dropped as well now.
Milan Father, the mountain biker, has been dropped. Yellow jersey there, just at the left and base of the picture now. You can see him going backwards. One man moving up through the group is Magnus Cort. Pink jersey on his back, just moved around halfway up of the group after previously sitting on the back. Riders now with just over 2 kilometres to the finish, starting to think that they have to be there when the gaps continue to open closer to the top. Here is Magnus Cort, and if Tezfatsion's there and Pidcock's there in terms of fast finishers, he is there to provide some serious competition.
Yeah, and just look who's in the wheel of his former teammate, well, from a couple of years ago, Higuita, on the just slotting into the wheel 2 years ago, of course, not last year. Higuita on the wheel of Magnus Cort Nielsen. Just behind him was Oscar Onley. So Onley, the young British rider from Scotland, sorry guys, moving up as well as the pace continues to pick up at 1,800 metres to go. What a turn here.
Tremendous stuff from Oscar Onley there, as Filippo Ganna still on the back, but there was a little bit of a gap opening up for the moment there. think he was ready to close it. In fact, I tell a lie, I've spotted a rider from the Kelly team on the left-hand side. So that is 2 riders now still in there from our domestic teams from Portugal. 1.5 kilometres to go. It's still Castro Viejo here.
Certainly it's a heck of a turn here. Arendsman out of the saddle edge. Jai Hindley not too far away as well, looking very comfortable, it has to be said, but separated from his teammate. Stefan Kung there, number 33 on the left-hand side, still looking good. Watch out as well for Anton Charming. He's had a good start to the year. He's there in the yellow and red of Uno X as Stefan Kung starts to move up on the outside.
1.5 kilometres remain. Headwind into the face of these riders now. A reminder that the yellow jersey, Alexander Kristoff, has been dropped already, so we will have a brand new leader of this race. It is very likely to be the stage winner today, as Merdhawi Kudus, just to the right of your picture, starts to move up and away, making sure he's right up there and following the moves. Remember, Eritrean national champion, spent time living in Portugal. He loves this place. He loves these roads. The local fans love him. He sits right on the wheel now of Ilan Wilder, and just behind him, Magnus Kort, the man who could be about to finish it off for his EF Education Easy Post team. As is habitual on this stage, to Alto de Folla on day 2 of the Tour of the Algarve. Each and every spring we have quite a large group going into the final kilometre. The wind is blowing a gale up here, and it is Ineos Grenadiers with 4 riders at the front, 1 at the back, and that rider at the back is Filippo Ganna, who's hanging on and waiting for the time trial at the end of the week. But here we look, and I think we'd have to expect that it would be Tom Pidcock to have a go now for that team, wouldn't it? Inside the final K, once they get to what we expect to be a sprint. As the wind drops at this side, I can tell you when they come around the corner to the finish, it will be in their faces.
It will indeed. No, it's a pretty small group still. This is a long pull by Jonathan Castroviejo. Danny Martinez is the rider on his wheel. Then we have Tom Pidcock. It does look like they're going to try and set up Pidcock, but as you said, it is a very complicated sprint. You can see how hard it is on the front, and they're fanning across the road, giving you that real distinct impression that it is that headwind. And just look who's running up on the right-hand side there. Magnus Kort Nielsen looking now very dangerous, and Mollema too on the right.
Mollema moving up and trying to see if he can get a space for Tesfatsion, I think, as well. Madouas in that blue jersey. But at the moment, while this rhythm is on, it's almost impossible to launch an attack here, Matt.
It is indeed. Fossa moving up on the outside as well. This is where the road flattens ever so slightly. Still, it is Jonathan Castroviejo. You can just see also Rui Costa moving up on the left-hand side. They're all spreading across the road. It's going to be a very complicated late sprint here. And moving up on the right-hand side, I think this is a Bora Hansgrohe. It is Hindley with Igita on his wheel, or the other way around, I think, or is it? Yeah.
It looks as though Vandal's right up there. This Vandal is pulling at the front now. Igita's on the right-hand side following the wheels at the back of the green jersey. Hindley is in second position here at the moment. So Castroviejo done. We wait and we watch to see what Pidcock might be able to do. Just in front of him, you've got a couple of riders there as well on the left-hand side. DSM start to wind this up now with one of the 2 riders that they have in there. Groupama FDG as well. There's still this right turn to come now, and they come up towards the finish. Ilan Wilder's following the wheels here now with 300 metres to go. It's bunched, it's ready. Who can hack the pace? You can see that Mollema is there trying to do something if he can as well on the right hand side, bobbing left to right. On the left as we look at it, you can see that Rui Costa follows the wheel. It's Ilan Wilder who launches through the centre. He's there for Soudal Quickstep, but Rui Costa's on the wheel again. Jai Hindley's up there, Valentin Madouas as well, and then Nicola Conchi. Still though, it's for Wilder going all the way to the line. Look at Jai Hindley trying to come around. Rui Costa's there as well, but it's still Ilan Wilder, still Van Wilder. There he is to the finish. What a ride this is, but trying to come around on the line, and I think just snatching it is Magnus Kort. Oh yes. My word. Van Wilder was celebrating there, but Magnus Kort on the inside. We'll have to see the replay, but I feel that his wheel might have crossed the line first, Matt Stevens.
Well, Magnus Kort Nielsen, we had him down as a threat, but he was nowhere. His timing was absolutely impeccable. He is like an assassin. He just bided his time, was out of our picture. I thought he'd gone, but he did. I think he did sneak it on the inside. Van Wilder was weaving all over the road, looked like he got it, put his arm up to celebrate, as you said, but on the left-hand side, on the inside, I think we're looking at our winner. What an absolutely superb performance from Magnus Cort Nielsen. EF Education Easy Post are having an absolutely tremendous season.
Look at the pink jersey here, because he's a long way off. He follows the wheel of Pidcock. We know that Kudus is up there as well on the left-hand side, teammate of Cort, but look at Cort. He goes and goes. Van Wilder's the man who launches it early. I kept repeating his name there, Matt, because he seemed to stay at the front for an age. Yeah. I wondered and waited when he would die off, but he couldn't do. It looked as though Costa, Madouas, one of those was ready to come through. Jai Hindley rode as well. Look at Nicola Conchi on the bottom right of your picture, and here, Magnus Cort's nowhere to be seen, Matt.
I know, look how much ground that he makes up. Still out of, as you see what Madouas there, it looks as if it's between these two. Look at he finds that gap on the inside, sits down, starts his sprint again, and finds the shortest line. He basically cuts the corner, or he does get it. He gets it on the line, I think. It was a late lunge. Well, what a tremendous sprint. He was unsighted from us, and there he comes through on the inside. That little drift left opened the door, and look at this final stamp. Oof.
From that shot, it looks like he has it, doesn't it?
It looks like he has it. Well, that is going to be very tight again, but just look at just how smart. Two little sprints for the price of one. Seated, sees the gap, goes again, stamps on the pedals with that ridiculous crispness that he has, and finds that gap on the inside, looks across, and there's that late throw, and there it is. I don't think Van Wilder is going to get that one. The judge looked a little bit shocked as well on the inside there.
Yeah, because I had good legs. I was just boxed in, and I couldn't really find my way out in the sprint until the final.
Yes, the first one here.
No, die moesten het waren de winner or no. Yeah, I don't know now.
He doesn't know. The way he was celebrating a moment ago, I think he does.
We have to get, it looked like it from our angle, but we'll have to wait for confirmation. But what a thriller. Another real thriller.
Still they roll in behind, oblivious to the action and entertainment that we're just in at the top of Alto da Foya. We think that Magnus Cort has one ahead of Ilan van Wilder. Rui Costa with another podium. Valentin Madouas is fourth. Jay Hindley is fifth. Hedegaard sixth, because there's a gap of 2 seconds that's been called. Conchi, Pidcock, Vermark and Mollema. Cort is today's winner. We are in the court of King Magnus at the top of Alto da Foya, and he leads after stage 2 of the Volta Algarve. It's a 4-second lead